Okay. Okay, hi. How are you? I am sick. So my voice is going to be a little weird. Yeah. But I want to make I want to make a video. I don't have really anything to say. So if, feel free to switch over to the other videos that other people have where they do have something to say, but I'm going to talk. Hi, it's been 2 weeks since the last video. This has been kind of cathartic. I'm just doing these I'm just going to talk for a little bit types of videos because I'm a lot of my equipment is either moved or slightly packed up or things like that. But it's been 2 weeks. I was in Madison last week, throughout Wisconsin, because many of my siblings are graduating from various institutions or another. So lots of pomp, lots of circumstance, and on the flight back, a lot of something virus. I don't know. Avian flu. What is another? I wanted to come up with a better joke flu. What is a good animal? What is a comical animal flu? Because the thing is, even if you think of rhinoceros flu, that sounds like rhinovirus. That's okay. But anyway, the point is, I fly back. I'm sick. This happens to me a lot, and it's usually only on return trips. I don't know. Could be just confirmation bias, but I notice it a lot. The basically return trip. And I'm sick. And I'm like, why don't I ever get sick on the way out? Because then I always get back and I'm like, hey, I'm ready to go to work. Nope. I couldn't get out of bed most of today. And I was like, sorry guys, I can't do anything. I am useless. And they're like, weren't you just, I was working from Madison, but still, my schedule was a little bit messed up. So it was, they were being flexible. And now I feel like, oh no, I'm totally not taking advantage. I'm really sick. This happens a lot. And yeah, I also, the flight back was interesting because this is going to be a weird video where I just have random thoughts that are going to happen to you, coming at you just off the top of my head. Flying back, I got on the airplane and it was, I was flying from Milwaukee to New York, and I had upgraded to first class because it was something like $50, but I think I had miles and I was like, well, why not? Why not treat myself? It was one of the small, Canada Jet regional air things. So I was like, if I can upgrade to first class, I do. And it's really, it's not for me. That sounds bad. It's not, but it's not. It's, I don't want to be the person who is half in your seat. And so I will pay a premium to just be able to be like this and be like, I'm not in the aisle, I'm not in the aisle, I'm not in the aisle. And even then, I have to scrunch up in first class too, because they put, there are those recliner buttons, and they put them on the inside of the seat where my fat lives. So, the plane is taking off, and I'm just sitting there, I have to, cut my hand around where the button is so that my fat can't accidentally push it and send me toppling backwards into the people behind me. But anyway, the reason I brought this up, get onto the plane, and the flight attendant said, oh, you want a drink? I was like, yeah, Diet Coke or whatever, and could I get a belt extension? Because this is now the second time where I've gotten on a plane, and I was like, oh, this doesn't work. Which is frustrating. Hasn't really happened before, and I don't feel like, I've discovered that, yes, I am now larger than I have ever been, but I don't feel like it, and so it was sad. She's like, oh yeah, sure, and then she forgot, I assume, and I didn't, they're busy, they're doing their other stuff, and I don't want to be the person and they're, oh, fine, yes, I'll get you your dang belt extension, you fat person, bothering me on my flight. So I don't want to be that person, right? So I just sort of sucked it in, and then barely managed to get the thing in a clip. I didn't think I was going to be able to. If it was, there was not a lot of margin there, and I just sort of held it in for the flight. But I'm starting to realize that being my size should stop. I should knock it off. I also I got back and I discovered the air conditioner in this apartment, which I'm moving out of in a few weeks, so it doesn't really much matter. But the air conditioner does not air condition. It is now like 85 degrees today, and I have everything unplugged, but there's still a little bit of heat from the computer and stuff. But it gets really bad, and I'm like, oh my god, I am super large and feeling super nauseous and sick, and it's like 90 degrees in the apartment. And I just don't, I'm ready to be done being just this like, I'm melting type of person. It's great in the winter. No, it's not even great in the winter. There is nothing fun. There is nothing fun about being the size that I am. And the dumb thing, it's like it'd be one thing if it was like, well, this is because I eat luxury foods all the time. I don't. I eat bad delivery food that like I've eaten before. Like it's like I eat things because I habitually eat them. It's not. I don't have time to think about making a decision about food. Just give me the last thing that I had, and I ordered delivery, which I shouldn't. Not going to be able to order much delivery food when I move back to Midwest. So maybe that'll just help by accident. And I discovered, like, for a while, I was doing a good job of going out and trying to go for walks. You know, walking like 5 miles every morning. You know, I get into that habit, and eventually I just be like, oh, okay. So my entire body now is just raw and pain, and my feet are all blistery. So I guess I've got to stop for a little bit, and then it's hard to get started again. This is not. Okay. So there's the idea of locus of control, right? The idea that we view our life circumstances as due to our own innate awesomeness or suckiness versus the world inflicting or... the word in my head is disposing. It's not disposing. Bestowing. There we go. I can words. Bestowing things upon us. And I've generally tried to pride myself in having an internal locus of control, especially when it comes to negative things. Feeling that like, okay, I have epilepsy. I can't drive. What am I going to do? I'm going to move to a city and be an independent person, not be like, oh, can I not be someone who's housebound because he's like afraid to ask for rides or things like that. I'm like, I'm going to take control of my life and blah. And I don't know. I get nervous about talking about being large and unhealthy because I feel like I need to acknowledge this is all my own fault. It's all my own damn fault. I need to fix it. I suck. I'm terrible. I need to work on that. But yeah, I think so. I'm moving. I've still got many airplane flights left. I'm flying out to move into the new place on the 1st, and then I'm going on a family vacation for a week, and then I'm flying back to New York so that I can pay to have some of the furniture items picked up and thrown away or donated, depending on what they decide. Because I just... See, this is where the locus of control thing happens again, is that moving part of it is just me being depressed and anxious and just lazy, but part of it is just moving is hell. Especially I'm in Manhattan, downtown Manhattan, so like there's not like parking outside or anything, but I'm in this position where it's just like, if I could just please just like get a U-Haul, like a tiny U-Haul, and just pack things in a few moving boxes, that'd be great. I don't have a lot of stuff. I have the piano, which is, I'm scared of, I don't know how to do this. Like, I can't get rid of the furniture on my own because I can't drive. Like, there's no way for me to do this and it's a stupid thing. And now like this has to be something that I just like worry about constantly. Like, oh, how do I get rid of this chair? I don't know. Every morning I'm like, I got to find a way to get rid of this chair. I got to find a way to get. Why? Why is this? And it's something that I also noticed kind of while I was in Madison. Is just, I was like, you can't walk anywhere. This world, and this is, I found myself really getting to that. The world is controlling the circumstances of my life. That sort of attitude. Just like, since I can't drive, the world is terrible. The world is being mean to me. Rather than like, well, what can I do instead? The answer, in your case, is I can pay a significant amount of money to have able-bodied people take stuff and dispose of it / get rid of it. I don't know. I'm not doing great. I'm still sort of, panicking about leaving the city, panicking about leaving the apartment in particular. I think this is the last. I wanted to record this video because I'm going to start having some of my electronic stuff shipped, which means that my ability to do sort of any sort of video, even this, is going to be probably limited. This may be the last video in this apartment. I don't know. There'll probably be one more, but at that point it should be pretty much empty. I'm going to take off the sound paneling, the acoustic panels that I have stapled to the wall, that have been there for years. Man, I've lived here for years. I was thinking about this. There are some delivery food people. This is going back to there are some delivery people, though, with whom, like, I have, like, a 5-year business relationship. Like, I see them on at least a weekly basis, and I'm just going to have to never see those people again. That's weird. It's sad. But okay, the positive thing, the thing that I want to try and do, so I want to, and this is what I kind of said to my parents. They were asking, and other relatives, why exactly are you moving? What's going on? So, especially because of the way that this apartment works, this is a one room. I mean, it goes back to the hallway and there's a little kitchenette thing, but it's not much. But the idea is that, like, I wake up and then I sit here and I work all day and then I sit on that chair or I go to bed, and it is a single room in which I live my entire life. It should have a hamster wheel. One of the things that has meant is that I tend to get caught up in work stuff a lot, kind of around the clock. Like if something happens at 2 a.m, I'm like, I'm around because where am I going to be? I'm at my computer, right? Stuff happens. I'm like, oh, yep. It becomes very difficult for me to separate. Like, okay, I'm going to go do work stuff. I'm going to not be doing work stuff. It's hard for me to sit and like, oh, I'm going to read because everything is right in here. What I want, and even then, I can get sort of delivery food. So and this is how in some ways it's beneficial because it meant that I was able to quit smoking by just saying, I'm not leaving this room for 2 weeks. I'm not even going to try and address the don't smoke and say, yeah, if you can find a cigarette in the apartment, go nuts, but you're not gonna. Just don't leave the apartment. That's the only rule. And it's like, okay, perfect. I can do that because I can do everything that I do in my life from this room. But as I'm sure some of you are aware, that's not a very healthy way to live. And what I want basically to do, it's also really, really expensive to live here. What I want is for this new place in the Midwest. And the reason that I'm kind of moving is, one, I'm going to be able to save some money by doing it. I'm still going to be able to work remotely, but it's also, it's an oversized place. There are more rooms than I need. I'm looking forward to showing you that stuff to you probably next week. That's going to be super exciting. But I want to try and like think of this place as almost like a personal rehab. Like, if that makes any sense. Like, no, we're gonna have a place to do work, and then you're gonna have, a place to live your life that you're not gonna go ahead and just have I used to have just lighting equipment just lying around hovering over me while I slept. War of the World style, because those things get tall. Just because it's a small place, like just stuff everywhere. We are going to try to make this place a home. Someplace where I'm like, this is where I can just be and be content and sit down and read a book or be happy or exercise or anything. I want to get my life in order, because that's something that I've neglected. One of the commencement speakers at one of the graduations gave this talk. Basically, he talked about, he said, your parents aren't going to like this advice, but don't chase after the corporate jobs right away. They will always be there. This is the time where you don't have a lot of responsibilities. Go and be crazy. And I thought, man, I forgot to do that. I got, not necessarily corporate jobs, stable jobs, because at epilepsy, I was like, well, I need health insurance. I'm going to do that. And I've done pretty well. But I didn't have those gap years of whimsy. But part of just trying to chase after, okay, do your job well, be always around, means I never spent time trying to develop relationships or pursue a family, or spent time caring about my health. Sometimes I would sit around and play video games. Sometimes I made YouTube videos. The YouTube stuff I'm proud of. I look back at some of the old stuff. I'm like, that was cool. I want to get back to doing more stuff like that. And I'm looking forward to being able to have kind of more dedicated recording space in the new apartment. That's going to be very, very fun. But this place, I've lived. I've been here for 5 years. Probably 4 years of it. 4 years of the time in New York has been just in this room. That's pretty Spartan and terrifying. And I haven't, I never painted, I never really decorated. It's just utilitarian. It's like, what, let's try and find some place where it's like, okay, you're going to have a room where you sleep. And it's going to be calm and it's going to be relaxing. You're going to have an area where it's like, oh, you know what? It's Saturday morning. I'm going to pick up a book and just sit on the couch and read that book. Like a normal person. Instead of just this constant scrambling of everything. So I don't know. That's what I want to spend the next year or two really just trying to focus on mental health, focus on physical health, focus on work-life balance. Just basically, there are reasons to continue living and to be around for a while, right? There are good reasons for that. And I'm not living my life in a way that enables that. Giving up smoking was great, but man, there is a laundry list of things that I need to fix if I want to see 40 or 50. I need to do that. And I need to do it not in a self-aggressive way, but just in a let's make this a priority. Let's try and make sure that there's a safe space in which to be like, all right, gonna exercise, gonna not feel bad about myself, gonna be able to do laundry in the apartment. I'm still so excited about that. Anyway, so that is what's up with me. Lots of rambling, and I apologize for that. But these are kind of the videos that I'm able to do right now. I did manage to get my lighting equipment to Madison, and then my brother's going to drive that up to my apartment, which is great because those were unwieldy and stuff. And so I was worried, how am I going to get these there? But hopefully I'll be able to give you all a tour of the new place, empty, next week. So look forward to that. Let me know how you're doing, because I genuinely am curious. I don't know. I have been sort of offline, sort of online this past week and stuff, so I feel kind of out of touch with everybody. Let me know how life is going. Let me know what it is that you're struggling with. If there are things that you think I should be talking about, I don't know. I'm mid all of these flights, so everything's kind of frazzled. Have a good one. Thank you for listening. I'll talk to you.